put it this way. Sometimes it might take a long time getting in, but you know what? Good things happen.
It was worth the wait.
It was worth the wait. You got that right on the dime. Yeah.
So, how did you make your way to East Lansing from the UP?
Well, you know, that's interesting. You know, when I got out as a senior in high school, I didn't have a lot of scholarships at the time. Basically, I had an academic tuition scholarship that was distributed among the state to the high schools, and I could go to any state school I wanted. And at the time, my high school coach was very much interested or impressed, I should say, with Michigan State. And Michigan State was on the upswing, and I knew this too. So consequently, I got a couple of letters. I made All-State as a fullback and linebacker. And so Michigan State visited me with Dan Devine at that time, who was a freshman coach. And he laid the program out for me and so forth. And so I had to make a decision. And I almost went to Marquette University in Wisconsin. And finally I decided to stay in state. So I came down here as a walk-on. A hell of a long ways from the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And so as a walk-on, you know, I served my dues, and I finally got a chance to make the traveling squad in 1953. And of course, Biggie and Duffy were the two mainstays as such, and Biggie was the head coach. And but that's how I got here. Basically, was really on a walk-on basis. I didn't have any promises and no guarantees. All I had was a chance.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and you obviously made the most of it. But did you end up? You played both ways, correct?
Well,
I saw that you played against Notre Dame when they were ranked 4th, and you played almost the entire game on both sides of the ball, or maybe you did play the entire game.
What happened is they implemented a rule. I think it was in 2 years we had it, 54 and 50. We definitely had it in 55, my senior year. And the rule was this: you could put 2 guys in and take 2 out. Okay? Now, that meant that you had to play some guys both ways. Well, if it looked like we weren't going to make it on 3rd down, then coach would put in 2 and 2 would come out. Then on 4th down, if you had to punt, 2 more in, 2 out, and then on 1st down, 2 more in, 2 down when you're on defense. So you could get basically or logically 6 in. But the other 5 got to play both ways. And I was one of the guys, for the most part, playing both ways.
Man, that's incredible. So obviously you were part of 2 Rose Bowls teams.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, what was that like back then? You were part of the team that first started playing in the Big Ten. What's it? How do you view that now as maybe what you were able to be a part of, joining the Big Ten and also being in Rose Bowls, which until obviously this last year had been few and far between?
Well, you know, I thought about that a lot. I really did. And I think the best way to say this is, you know, Michigan State in the early 50s particularly was on the run. They were on the move. And football was a very integral part of the growth of Michigan State. And what happened was they were working very hard to get into the Big Ten. And Dr. Hart, our faculty representative, we finally made it and they could see it coming, but we needed enough votes to get in the damn thing, okay? And so finally, I don't know when it was, right at the end of the 52 season, we got, because we had a schedule, we got into Big Ten. We were anticipated to get into the Big Ten. And so we did. So our 53 season, the first year, we tied for the conference with Illinois. And as a result, we were voted for the Rose Bowl.
Right.
And of course, I was just a sophomore. And, you know, I think in the Rose Bowl, I played maybe 10, 12 minutes as a sophomore, because I was a third-string guard behind a kid by the name of Cheb and a kid by the name of Billy Ross. And so consequently, I had to pay my dues. You know, you didn't hang your hat around here as a young sophomore or freshman and play. You had to wait your turn, and you learned the system, right? So consequently, again, I was just happy to make the traveling squad. And so that's the story of that first roster.